So first of all, I'm very happy to be here with all these industry experts and thought leaders in the media entertainment space. My name is Tamim, and I look after Disney Plus for Middle East and North Africa. And we're gonna dig deeper into it, so yeah.
Well, let's get started.
Yeah.
I mean, streaming isn't always what comes to mind straight away
Yeah.
when we think about Disney. You know, tell us about the broad spectrum that Disney Plus encompasses.
So it all starts with our mission. As a Walt Disney company, our mission is to inspire and entertain billions around the world through storytelling. And Disney Plus is simply a platform that allows all these users to enjoy the stories from Disney, be it for little kids, Louie, Spidey and Friends, for grown-ups like Avatar or Grey's Anatomy, all in one place. So that's pretty much what we're all about. Now,
Well, Disney Plus launched across 16 markets in the region nearly 2 years ago. You've had a really busy 2 years, to be honest.
Indeed.
Tell us about the main considerations when bringing a brand, which is kind of a monster in the industry, here to the Middle East.
I think for a global brand, any global brand, to be successful at local, first and foremost, the most important thing is to have a local team that breathes and lives local culture, local insights, and is passionate about the market that they look after. And we're very proud here for having a team that is based on the ground for MENA, by MENA, that is focused on bringing Disney Plus to this exciting region in a way that appeals to the local audience. Now, at a more operational level, when we talk about localization, we look at it in multiple layers. First is obviously our content. We have some amazing stories that we bring to life in, for example, Egyptian dubbing, modern standard Arabic dubbing, which is Fusha, subtitling, etc. So a lot of the content is that you get to enjoy around the world is brought to you in this market in a way that's localized. Second is obviously our brand. We're also extremely fortunate to be one of the first, if not the first, global entertainment brand that actually has an Arabic logo. So you'll start seeing now in more and more touch points, Disney Plus written in Arabic. And that's not just a logo, that's testament to our commitment to this market and how much we're committed to basically investing more and more in MENA. And third is the day-to-day. Basically, every day, getting to the office, seeing the exciting insights from these 16 markets that we operate in. 500 million population, one of the youngest in the world, extremely diverse, and being able to unpack insights and then create strategies and plans that basically cater to the market. So that's what we're here to do, basically.
I guess there's something that came out of the last session when we're looking at content, global content, and how we make sure that that is relevant and interesting, as well as suitable to a regional audience. How do Disney Plus manage to do that successfully?
Let me start first with the language. So we have, as Arabs, we have a very beautiful language. Some of you might know this, but for example, French language is 150,000 words, English has 600,000 words, Arabic has 12.5 million words. And that's just the formal Arabic. As soon as you talk about dialects, so I want to say to you, Jane, how are you in Arabic? In Emirati شلونك? In Lebanese كيفك? In Saudi كيفك? In Egyptian ازيك? In Tunisian شنحوالك? That's the same word.
As long as I don't have to reply back in Arabic,
you can just give me a thumbs up. I think that's fine. It just shows the intricacy of this beautiful language. So, and we take insight out of this in our day-to-day strategies. So, for example, there's a movie that all of you guys have watched called Lion King, and when we select our dubbing option for this, we know, for example, that people, even outside Egypt, love Egyptian dubbing when the content has a comedian kind of a flavor to it. So when you look at, for example, Timon and Pumbaa, you'd have Mohammed Hinedi being the dubbing, celebrity for Timon. And we know that resonates to audience, not just in Egypt, again, even in the Gulf and beyond. So day in day, we make decisions around what travels from a language standpoint to our audience so that we bring all these amazing stories from Disney in a way that resonates with local markets. So that's a big part of kind of our localization. Yeah.
Also, I mean, I want to bring in the idea of memories. When you have a brand like you do, you know, the adults now have grown up with these movies, so that plays a big part of it as well.
100%.
Reception.
Mid-90s, I was a kid watching Lion King. Last week, I was watching it with my 7-year-old son, Zayn. So it's just, the stories continue to resonate, it's just through different channels, basically. Yeah.
Talking of children, and I want to bring in the issue of compliance here, how do you ensure that Disney Plus is a safe platform? So things like parental controls, you know, tell me about the kind of fabric that makes it safe.
First and foremost, for a brand to be active in a market, it needs to respect its local regulatory requirements and traditions and cultures, and we take this extremely seriously as Disney Plus. Every title that's on Disney Plus in the MENA region has a compliance team that reviews every scene, every word that's spoken, every word that's subtitled or dubbed, to ensure it's locally respecting the norms and traditions and the laws of the local markets. And if not, we make tough decisions to take this out. For us, for me as an Arab parent, I want to have peace of mind that when my son Zayn is kind of watching Disney Plus, there's nothing that conflicts with our local traditions here. And this is how Disney Plus operates around the world. Just make sure that we kind of respect the markets that we operate in, even if it means having less content to basically respect the local markets. So that's something we take very seriously here.
What is the biggest challenge that comes with that then?
It's just tough calls, because ultimately we're here to drive subscriber growth, as the team mentioned earlier, engagement, retention. So every title that we put on the service, to some extent, drives these KPIs to different levels. But when we look at a title that might not be appropriate for the region and make a tough decision to take it out, we are basically impacting possible business growth, because we're prioritizing the brand and the markets that we're operating in. So that's always something that we always delicately balance. But that said, the vast majority of titles that people would expect to be on Disney Plus are available here. Again, with the exception of those that might not be appropriate for this market. Yeah.
Technology plays a huge part in media and entertainment. You know, how has Disney Plus embraced that for the viewers? You know, how have you harnessed maybe new platforms and ensure a really good user experience?
I'm gonna deconstruct that technology into...
That was 3 questions in one, I think.
Yeah, that's a special offer, David Jane. So maybe one part is about the data and then the user experience. So I think we're privileged to be in an industry where we have insight, just like kind of our colleagues from the previous session presented. And with that, when we look at the Arab world, we know that it's extremely diverse. We talked about dialects, but even viewing behaviors. I mean, just look at UAE, you don't need to go far. Dubai has 92% expat population. You have a very large Arab audience, you have Western audience, you have South Asians, more than half the population are South Asians. And for each of these segments, they have different viewing habits and preferences. Through our data, we're able to basically unpack that and present, for example, to our Arab audience, they love Korean. We present that to them. Or some of the Disney classics dubbed into Arabic, we present that to them. For our Westerners, they love kind of Star Wars and Marvel, so we really kind of upweight that in our marketing to them. And for the South Asians, we obviously have a very strong kind of portfolio of Indian content that really resonates, like Coffee with Karan and others. So data is a core part, basically, of how we leverage technology in our day-to-day practices. Then from a user experience, the content is king and queen, but it's also important that we provide our audience with it's not just enough to have a beautiful story, but it's also important to have a beautiful experience in how you consume these. So 4K, Dolby Atmos, all of these kind of have features that we've rolled out recently in order to present these stories in an effective way. And of course, in terms of devices, we're available anywhere, on any time, on mobile, TV, PlayStation, etc.
PS5.
PS5, yeah. I mean, fun fact for you, PlayStation in Saudi Arabia has the highest penetration per capita in the world, PlayStation consumption. So this is a gaming market, it's a young market, so we always take these insights in our planning.
You touched on it there when you mentioned data, but I just wanted to delve a little bit deeper in terms of adapting the platform, how you did that for the MENA region in particular. You know, what have you really learned about the viewing habits? What stood out for you?
One thing is that, you know, being part of a global company, it's easy to just say MENA. You know, like you guys are all one homogeneous population. The one thing that is extremely, been extremely interesting to us is to see the unique insights by market, and within each market, the different segments and then the sub-segments. And I think that presents a lot of challenge and opportunity, but also for us, it's important then to make tough choices, because you can't be everything to everyone, right? So I think that's been one of the constant challenges that we face. Where to focus on, where to not, basically, where we to say, you know what, it's not really the right time for us to, you know, lean in at the moment. That's been one of the areas that's been quite, quite important to us.
As you mentioned at the beginning, it's been a very busy 2 years. What are your personal ambitions for the next couple of years, and where you hope that Disney Plus goes in the region?
So I believe we are the youngest, if not one of the youngest, if not the youngest streaming service in MENA. So we are literally just getting started. Our first year has been about the foundations, really making sure that we have a product that works, we have the content that you'd come to expect from the Walt Disney Company to be all available on Disney Plus. Our second year has been about making sure we establish our brand and our distribution. Our third and fourth and fifth years are going to be about scale. How do we really get Disney Plus into more and more households across the region? And for that, it's not going to be a given. We will never be like, you know what, we're Disney. It's going to sell itself. A lot of hard work. It's an extremely competitive space. And we think that we have the right content that would appeal to this market, but we need to make sure that we do the right work to market it in the right way and distribute it, and then basically continue doing this on and on and on.
If you could go back 2 years and give yourself a little bit of advice, what would that be?
Advice?
I put you on the spot, you weren't expecting that.
No, it's fine. I would say that it's important to never feel like you are, even if you're part of a global brand, never let that, basically create some sort of a camouflage that, you know what, I will be successful because I'm part of Disney. Remember that for every single person, be it a mom, dad, child, anyone, when they are choosing to watch something on Disney Plus, that is a choice they're making versus a choice on watching through another service, or spending time on social media, or spending time with their friends, their family, sleeping, eating, etc. So we need to earn it every day. So never let kind of the grandiosity of the brand make you feel like, this is gonna be a granted success no matter what we do. So I think that's very important for any global player here.
Well, we've just got under 5 minutes left on the clock, so I am going to throw this out to the audience. Do we have any questions? Can we get some microphones, please?